So listen, if you're an animal lover like us and you have room in your heart and your home, becoming a foster parent is a great way to support animals until they find their forever family.
See what you did that? So Callie Millen from the Ontario SPCA is here to talk about what it takes to become a foster volunteer. Callie, great to have you back.
Hi, thank you for having me. Okay, Callie, let's start with the basics. What kinds of animals are typically in need of a foster home?
So, you know, there's a sort of good variety of animals that you might see that need a foster home, and it can range from maybe it's a pregnant mama animal and she's got her little babies or she's gonna have her babies, and it's great to have them in a foster home while they grow and be, you know, get old enough to be adopted, but also animals that are maybe sick or injured or are recovering from a surgery. It can be stressful for them to be in a shelter environment, so being in a lovely home where they can rest, relax, get happy and healthy, and go up for adoption shortly after is a really good place for them to be.
Okay, so I'm imagining there's a pretty good screening process, whatever organization you're going to, if you want to foster, for your lifestyle, your living arrangements. So in your opinion, what is the ideal fostering scenario?
I think for me, the first thing I think about is time. You know, caring for an animal is a big commitment, as we all know. And I think when you're going to be fostering an animal that needs a little extra care, you need to be prepared that, you know, you may be up in the middle of the night with some little babies or with an animal that's recovering and needs to, you know, go outside for a bathroom break in the middle of the night. So think about the time commitment and make sure that you've got the time. A lot of people are still working from home right now too, which can work out really well for a foster situation. So just be really aware of the time that you're going to need to care for the animal.
I think a question that a lot of people might have is cost. So is a foster parent expected to cover the cost of food and supplies?
So all of that will be taken care of for you. So the organization that you're fostering should be able to provide you with all the food that that animal needs, because they may be on a specialized diet as well, and sometimes that can be really expensive. And then, of course, if they're on any medications or if they've got any special toys or anything like that, we really want to make sure that they're comfortable and that they're happy in their home. So we'll make sure to cover all of that for you.
And then what about like a vet? So would a foster volunteer like be on the line to take care of medical expenses that come up?
That's a great question. I think really before you foster, depending on that animal's case and their scenario, you know, they may need to see a vet if they're recovering or something like that. So ask the organization first what their policy is and how all of that works. But at the Ontario SPCA, yes, we absolutely take care of any veterinary visits or medical costs. We also have our staff that are ready to talk to you at any time if you have any non-emergency type questions. But should they need to go to the vet, we'll send you to the nearest vet, and all of that's taken care of.
So along with providing, obviously, the much-needed TLC, are there expectations that you would maybe train the pet? I mean, obviously not a cat, but like a dog. Are you supposed to take on that?
I think that, yeah, in some circumstances, there will be some training that might be required, and you might want to do that anyways. If you've got an animal staying in your home, especially a dog, and they're, you know, having bathroom breaks on your favorite carpet, you know, you might want to make sure that you're training them to be house trained, or, you know, teaching them some basics, sit, stay, down, that kind of thing. So keep all of that in mind too, that yes, some training may come along with it.
What if you don't have any experience in that? Like, should that deter you from fostering?
I wouldn't think it should deter you. I think what you do is you lean on your resources that you have. Again, our organizations here, we have lots of people that you can talk to, communicate with. We'll give you some basic tips and tricks, and you can take that right into the home.
Great.
Okay, let's talk about the time commitment here. So let's say there's an animal that, you know, is having a hard time finding that forever home. Are you on the hook to be with that animal for like how long?
Yeah, great question. And I think it depends on a case-by-case basis. If it's an animal that's recovering from an injury or a surgery or something like that, essentially you would be fostering them until they're well enough to go up for adoption. So yes, you could be, you know, fostering them for, you know, however long that recovery takes, depending on whatever the injury is. If they're babies, tiny babies, we need to make sure that they're old enough to be spayed and neutered. So once they get to that age and they're old enough to have that done, then again, we would take them back, get them everything that they need, and put them up for adoption. So the time length can depend and vary, but yeah, you know, you may be having them for a little while in your home.
I mean, I think that anyone who loves pets just thinks about, like, even if you did have this in your heart to do, that you get attached. And, like, how do you, like, is there an opportunity that you can adopt that pet if you completely fall head over heels in love with it?
I mean, it happens, right? 100%. You've now cared for this animal from maybe their infancy or maybe through an injury that they have, and you've bonded with them. It happens all the time. Absolutely. The organization can go ahead and help facilitate that. And honestly, we call it a foster fail, which sounds really negative, but it's actually really adorable. But now they don't have to come back into our care. We can essentially facilitate the adoption, and they get to stay home in their forever home. So it works out really well,
Best
actually.
failure ever.
Yeah.
So what kind of feedback do you typically hear from people who have fostered animals?
I think that everybody we've heard from that's fostered says it's so rewarding. I mean, not only do you have the lovely pleasure of having an adorable animal in your home, whether it be for a short period of time or a longer period of time, but you also have that added, recognition that you're helping an animal have a second chance at a forever life, at a forever family, and watching an animal thrive and do well and get healthy it's just so rewarding. And I think that anybody who's thinking of doing it, reach out to your local SPCA or Humane Society, ask all the questions, and maybe give it a shot.
Yeah, fostering is amazing. Adopting is amazing,
Yes.
and we could not let you go without introducing our audience to an animal that does need a forever home. So who are we going to welcome out right now?
So let's take a look and just get ready for your heart to explode with Jackson, okay?
Jackson, come on out here, Jackson!
Oh my God.
Tell us about Jackson! I said he was a beagle backstage, but he's not a beagle.
He looks like a big beagle. He's a coonhound mix. That's right. So has that beagle sort of cute I say smoky eyes because they look like they're wearing eyeliner. He actually is a great example of what we were talking about. He needed some dental work done, so he was actually in a foster home for a period of time. His dental work's all good. His teeth are sparkly and shiny white now, and he's ready to go home.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
How can people
God.
find out
He is
information
so-
about Jackson?
Definitely check out our website, ontariospca.ca, and you can find all of the animals that are up for adoption right there.
He's looking at all of you. He's looking at all of you right now. He's like, who wants me?
Callie, we always love having you bring on your
Thank
furry
you.
friends. Thank you so much for coming out.
He's like, so
I hope this little guy's gonna get adopted, but everyone watching, we're gonna be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hey there! Wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.